Edith Ogola-Jackson, do solemnly pledge that I will faithfully execute the duties of the office of the President of Rotary Club of Kampala West, and that I will, to the best of my ability, support District Governor Gerald Dubai and Rotary International, and that I will uphold the Constitution and bylaws of this club. So help me God.
Congratulations and celebration.
Thank you very much. Don't run away. Now, in the absence of the outgoing AD, move us to the current AD with this. I know you've done a very good job, but I want to request you to willingly and happily hand over that check to the AD joint. Forward. Can I request all of you to stand up, please? Together. Please receive your 57th president.
She's a very good fellow. She's a very good fellow. And so say all of us. And so say all of us. And so say all of us. She's a very good fellow. She's a very good fellow. She's a very good fellow.
Today is a wonderful day for me. It's very special, very, very special. Last year, a day like this, almost like 4 days ago to this date, I was pinned by none other than PDG Stephen Wanji. This year, our team is creating lasting impacts. And our team will be responsible. OP is, we've been going through installations of a lot of president-elects, and the story is creating lasting impacts and little crazy ideas. At this point, I want to mention something. It's something that has been going on in Rotary, creating lasting impacts. What do we think about? We need to ask ourselves, what impact are we going to create in our time? Rotary is known to be, like I said before, it's about giving back to society. When I joined Rotary, one of the first rodeos I had was a company, a group of Rotaractors to go and distribute pads. And I'm saying it right now that I did not feel comfortable, because whatever we were giving these people, these children, and most of them were disabled, reusable sanitary towels. And I asked myself, have we really thought as Rotarians, what we're giving to people, is it going to last? Is it workable? Think about that one child who is disabled, who cannot wash, she's on a wheelchair, and has a caretaker who always does everything for her. How do we expect this person to wash this rag that we're giving to them, hang it out in the public, enough time to dry for her to use it again? And I thought to myself, we need to change how we do this thing of menstrual hygiene. And Kampala West is known for spearheading the WASH campaign, water, sanitation, and health. How are we tackling the sanitation bit? During my year, I want to change the narrative of just going to give people things they can use for 2 days, for 3 days, for a week, and on top of that, we also look at how is it helping this person. We've noticed that it's not helping at all. Instead, because of stigma, you cannot hang that cloth in the open. I'm talking like this because I know we are all parents. We have children in our homes. We would want other children to have the same safety too. You have it outside, and because of the stigma, you're saying, okay, well, how can you hang something so personal outside? And you end up hanging it inside the house. Infections. We did not consider anything like that when we were going there to give them disposable parts. So as the president of Lasting Impacts, what solution do we have for that part of WASH? What solution do we have? And it's on our plates at this moment. MEPs who are here, anyone who intends to proceed with the issue of providing sanitary towels to anybody who needs it, we need to reconsider how we do this thing. I also take I've noticed our partners for the economic empowerment, they've arrived. Vision Fund, are you here? Stand by. Did you come with someone?
They are coming.
Okay. So Vision Fund, like the president, you can bring the banners. So like President Hope had mentioned, we got a grant of $800,000 US. And this $800,000 US, 400,000 was raised by Westlake Club and Kampala West. And when Kampala West approached Vision Fund and said, this is what we want to do under World Vision, Vision Fund matched it by another 400. And I must say the Vision Fund was challenged because they just said, before they knew that it was 400,000, they said, whatever you do, we are going to match it. So when Kampala West showed up with 400,000 US, they were like, what? We have to match it, we have to keep our word, and there we go. We have the Vision Fund and Kampala West Economic Empowerment Project. We already launched the project. We went to Lira, a little place called Alito, and we all saw the impact that already the little they were receiving so far is doing. So it is an impactful project, and we hope to have more, because after Alito, it's a revolving fund. We are going to move to Bali. So that is the extent of our project. So my term, I do not want to change anything. You've noticed the age of my club. I'm not here to change whatever I found. I'm here to transform. Just transform it a little bit. We have a lot of wisdom. One of the choices, the reason I made a choice to come to Kampala West is because I noticed a lot of wisdom. I can tell you, there is more than 400 years cumulatively of expertise, diplomacy, financial literacy, human resources. You know? So I say, this is where I want to be. I want to absorb all the goodness, and this is where we belong. But now, there's something we need to do. We need to have mentorship programs. Mentorship programs where we pair the older members of the club and younger ones so that they can be able to mentor each other. because the young ones also have their issues. They come up with new things, ways to do things. Everything these days is on social media. So that transformative kind of leadership is what I want to proceed with during my term. Now, I will not be doing this on my own. I'd like to welcome my new board. They have been very, very, very supportive so far. So I'd like to invite my board to come to the front. Starting with Sylvanus Ayeyo, who is the secretary. Then we have the treasurer, Fatuma Sentongo, the money girl. Then we have Director Service Projects, Joanna Lunkuse. Director Public Relations, Latif Mohammed. Director Youth, Simon Chomuhendo. Director Club Admin, David Kalaki. Director Family of Rotary, Caroline Bosa Asimwe. I know I'm going to get a beating for this. Director TRF, Bernadette Olo.
What would the beating be for?
We have failed to get somebody to match her energy. That's the truth. That's the truth. So, this is my board. The project I would want to really hold as my baby is cerebral palsy awareness. So together with Rotary Club of Sunday, we are working together to bring to the front the issues, the challenges that people living with cerebral palsy, the parents, the caregivers, and the families, where we can be able to have some solutions. There's a lot of challenges in that area, and it's an untouched area. Nobody talks much about it. So during my year, I pledge to take a leading role in championing certain things and collaborating with other clubs to bring a solution, a lasting solution to the issue of cerebral palsy. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't have much.
Can we stand up and give a round of applause? And then,
mine is just to make a brief remarks. Once again, I want to thank Hope for your very well done, and her team. And I also want to thank Edith. Yeah, you can see fire, right? Fire. Thank you very much, Edith. When Edith was introducing her board, I said yes. There you go. Last year I told this one to my wife. So when she presented her board, I said, with all due respect, I love everybody there, and also like to my mentors. You know, this is concerned past president. But I said, let past president be supportive. Open up with the board for young people to bring in fresh ideas, and the PPs and myself will support from behind. Thank you for listening. And that's it. Kampala West is a very strong club. The president we have now is the 57th. Actually, in this country, we had 4 clubs for a long time, for about 16 years, before the clubs came much later, in 1986, 87. But all that time, Kampala West stood out. Many of the big programs you hear about today were actually begun by this club. Including one of the which I know she wants to play all the time. Many clubs. And so Kampala West has come to build a brand. But I've also been having whispers with my PE and said, look here, it's high time we rebranded the club. Rebranded in the sense that we need to bring in some fresh people and fresh ideas. Because truth be said, right or wrong?
Right.
And I shared with them There's a guy called Michael McQueen who was training us as incoming governors way back in 2010. And he came to us about the youth. And he stood on the stage and just asked us 3 questions. That time we were supposed to go to New Orleans for the convention that year. That was 2011. And then he said, how many of you in this audience of 540 governors will go to the convention in New Orleans? All of us put up our hands. Then the man said, oh, that's good. And then he changed, okay, how many of you are sure if you are taking the convention in 15 years' time? Half of us put up our hands. I was sure, but the other half didn't. They said, okay, that's good. Now, how many of you are sure you are taking the convention in 50 years' time? I'm telling you, if you use two-way, he'd have the courage to put up his hand. But I made his point. He said, if you really love Rotary so much, because you want to be standing here, even strong affairs from today, what are you doing about it? That made his point. If all of you in this room are sure that if there's time you're not going to be here, then what are you doing about Rotary? And just want it to die with you. These are realities of life. Just this Rotary alone, we've lost 2 Rotary clubs. I'm sure you have seen it on social media. One in Europe, one in the US. Clubs just closed down. Challenge. They were not able to recruit people, especially young people. So as they are going order, one by one, they reach the point, they became 5, they reach the point, they became 3. 2 weeks to even attend a meeting, and they agreed to close the club. We don't want that to happen to Kampala West. So, challenge is, number 1, let's start recruiting people. This year, we are turning 57. By the time you hand over, we shall be 58 years old. We are 40 in number. My challenge number 1 to Edith, can she help lead us into attracting at least 18 people? So that as you hand over, you have at least as many people as the age of your club. I didn't want to give you the present years that people are ashamed to have here, because James is president. James is the president of Take-Up of Kampala, which is the oldest club in this country. And that club will be 7 years as James chairs sits in that chair. And at his installation, he stood up and said, for me, I'm promising 70 new members in my year as president. And I told the James, we are going to support you to make that mark. So if James can bring 70 members in 1 year, I don't think I'm asking for too much. I'm asking for 18. Now, for us to get 18 members, and I want to share this with you, Madam President, you must begin by leading from the front. You as the president, out of the 18, you must give us a minimum of 3. Minimum. And if I were you, I would start here. Dorothy, stand up. Dorothy is a sibling to our president. If Dorothy told you what she does, you ask yourself, why isn't she part of us? Yes. At lunchtime, sit with her and ask her what she does. That's where you start. The problem we do, we look outside elsewhere, we forget resources are right around us. She's the sister of the president. She has not been invited to come to Australia. But she's an excellent person. So I'm inviting her now. Start here. I just gave Dorothy as an example, but there are many around this table. Up to the 25. And then they are part of the family. And then after that number is very much managed. And then as very minimum. Number 2, you have got very pressing project. 800,000. Who was that? They tell you are number 1 in the country. But nobody knows you for anything because you are not using public image effectively. You must have a very powerful public relations. When you have got such a good grant going forward, covering the whole country from Mulira to Mbale to where, if I were you, I would invest heavily, especially with these young people who are not part of your board. Invest heavily in the public image docket, such that everybody in this country knows what we do in Kampala West. That way, you don't even bother asking people to come. People will be knocking on the door and say, when can I join you? Because people naturally want to associate with success, with good stories. So, president. That's the trick. There's no point lighting a candle and putting it under the bed. There's so much good that you're doing, but nobody knows about it. People are doing markets and they are shouting over the place. So Kampala West use that. And finally, your assistant governor, Joyce, use her properly. She's fired. I'm telling you. If I were you, I'd look for Joyce, I'd look for Stephen, and you go for a cup of coffee and say, what do we do? This club will grow by more than 18. This club will give more than $20,000 at the end of the year. Thank you very much. And now the West Past President Geoffrey. You say what? Hey, now I've got the. Hey, I can also summon myself.
The clap is there. Not only my father from someone.
Hey! At this rate. Remember, Geoffrey is the past president of this club. Geoffrey is such a busy man. You all know him. You know what he does. But I've not come here and not found him here. Somebody finds time for Rotary. Okay? I think that's not enough. He reached from the front in many other places, including the foundation support. And now we have the honor today to bring Geoffrey this bill of J +2. But again, over that coffee with you, Madam President, we shall discuss Geoffrey and the others. Because when this year ends, we need 2 additional major donors this club. I'm not mentioning that Geoffrey is among them. I shall talk about coffee. Geoffrey, thank you very much for the question of foundation. Thanks for sharing your resources. The rest of the world. Support people who may never have a chance to say thank you. I'm trying to come back anytime because it was me. We'll get another pin and another pin, but we are looking at the other pin. But we shall talk about coffee.